Alright, what we're going to do today, I've got this cornhole board built, and now I'm going to get ready to start the finishing process. What you want to do is fill any voids in the plywood with some putty, and this is just Carpenter's wood filler, indoor, outdoor, paintable, stainable, all this. You can find this at your local home improvement store, Walmart, any place like that. So I'm just going to take a little of this and any, so I'm just going to fill all these little nail holes, a little bit of putty before I put my primer on. I guess you call it the first step to any finishing process. Fixing the holes and sanding, and that's what we'll be doing today. And probably Monday we'll start sanding the primer after it dries, and then start our paint process. But let me say, the time spent here will make your life a lot easier when you're painting and trying to get these things very smooth. So I'm going to continue doing this, and then we'll sand a little bit. Alright, I've got all the nail holes filled, and what I'm going to do now is sand this, and this is some 120 grit, and just a Ortal sander, palm sander. So the smoother you get it here, the easier it's going to be all the way around. So it's worth your time to do this. Alright, one key step in all this is to take an air hose or something, like I guess you could use a brush, and blow all the dust off of it after you've sanded it. You want to do that between each step. And the next thing we're going to do is get ready to spray the primer. So just going to blow the rest of that off. Alright, next step is to prime. And this is some Krylon white primer. I always use white because it's just so much easier to cover when you go back and put your paint on it. So blow all the dust off. I like to use this little handheld thing. It makes my fingers feel a lot better. But it's definitely worth $2 or $3. Anyways, I'm just gonna start priming. You want to spray with a sweeping, gentle motion. Hold maybe 6-8 inches away, and just keep going until you've got it all covered. And it takes a while. So you can already see that start to cover all the plywood. But I'm going to just continue spraying.